Hi, I'm Kate with For the Love, and today we will be learning about objects of a sentence in our Learning to Write program. I'm going to click on the topic in our table of contents, and that takes me to the student page. There is no teacher page for objects of a sentence because objects of a sentence are usually nouns, which our students already know about. We already have the lists of nouns ready for them to use. We are just using nouns in a different way now. And I'm really excited about this lesson specifically because this is how we expand greatly our students' ability to write sentences in interesting ways. Let's look at the information. Sometimes we need to add a noun after a verb to tell who or what is receiving the action of the verb. Subjects and objects are both nouns, but subjects do the action and objects receive the action. So here we have some subjects. Notice we have some pronouns in there and some nouns. When I used a singular noun here, teacher, I included the article the to make it correct so that students can read right across, and these will be complete sentences. So I love, and then the object is going to tell who or what the subject loves. She plays, well, what is she playing? Objects add more information in a slightly different way than prepositions, but they have the same job. Give us more information. A lot of times just a noun and a verb is not enough information to tell us what is happening in a sentence. There are lots of right answers that can go into this chart, but here is one example that I have created for you. And again, you will want to do that page with your students so that they can reference that page while they are now doing the most important work of that program, of this program, and that is sentence practice. So students have a word bank. They might not need to use the article part of the word bank, and they might need to change the subject nouns to be plural nouns if they want. The verb is going to need to change based on if it's a singular or plural noun or the tense of the verb. And then we have some objects here. So students are given the pieces and they need to put them together in a way that makes sense for a complete sentence. Notice we still have our mechanics checklist because we always want our students remembering to have proper mechanics as they are writing sentences. Here are some sample sentences you can use to build anchor charts or give your students examples of sentences that have a subject, verb, and object. Now we're going to focus on using pronouns as objects of a sentence. The middle column shows object pronouns you can use in your sentences. Here is a page that you would give to your students that shows them the connection between subject pronouns, nouns, and object pronouns. So all of these words describe the same thing. It's just where they appear in the sentence is what word you would use. For example, the noun girl, if it is used as the subject pronoun, would be she. If it is used as the object pronoun, would be her. So this is how the words change, but they are describing the same thing. Notice that we do not have a noun that works for everyone for I or you, but students can fill in their name if that makes more sense to them. So this is a page that you would just give to your students, or they could copy into their writer's notebook. Once they have that filled out, now they can work on giving object pronouns to complete these sentences that have a subject and a verb, and they need to put in the object pronoun. So here is an example of an answer key that you would use. The subject I, the verb like, the object pronoun you. He pushes me, the basketball player beats him, the dog licks her. These are not the only right answers, but they are an example. Now students are doing the most important part, and they are writing their own sentences that have object pronouns. They can play around with the words in the word bank to make sentences that make sense to them. They need to use the checklist to make sure that their sentences are mechanically correct. So that is everything your students need to know right now about objects of a sentence, whether those objects are nouns or pronouns.